Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the Xenogears content. Specifically the fights that are requiring you to bring Xenogears units. I'm going to show you how I did it. This is not going to be that surprising. There's not that many units you can really bring to these fights. I'm going to be doing both fights with only 3 units, and I'll show you how they work. We're going to start with the easy one, the Chosen Contact. This is going to be a turn 1 clear for this one. So the hardest difficulty, no continues, no KOs, no 5 turns, whatever. So whatever. He's a machine. It is a machine, has no weaknesses. So you want to make it as weak to things as you can. So there you go. Thankfully, the units that we bring are going to be bringing have the ability to make the boss weak. So that's Faye. Faye can make the boss weak to dark attacks, and I will show you how I'm doing it. So here's their gear. This is going to be the same gear and same team for both fights. In the base form, Faye is wearing Titus's STMR. He's got Dragon's Brush for an attack buff. He's got a Rakshasa Blade for a dark amp. Zohar Access 4 for a machine killer buff, and he's got Fravia's Expertise just to be equipped with a sword. He's wearing the vision card from Xenogears, but if you don't have that, you can put something else that gives bonus stats and you're good to go. The shift form, I've got him wearing a bunch of Clash of Wills stuff and his own STMR. Equipped clothes to be able to wear his STMR. I've got both of the special Xenogears things from id and Graph, and then Helm Mastery from Clash of Wills to be able to wear a helm. So there you go. And then he's got obviously just a bunch of attack, and he gets a bunch of machine killer and LB damage, and he's good to go. The other 2 units can be any units you want. I happen to be using these 2 just because Ellie chains Chaos Wave Awakened automatically, and then Maria here can be made to chain Chaos Wave Awakened very easily. She's wearing a source of Chaos Wave Awakened damage, so Arc Arcana gives a bunch of fire spells, or a bunch of spells that are Chaos Wave Awakened. You can get Chaos Wave Awakened from any source you want. An Esper, an item. It doesn't even have to be Chaos Wave Awakened. You can use Bolting Strike items. You can use any of the actual abilities she has. You could use any of this stuff. You could chain Avalanche Kick and King's Glaive and Absolute Mirror of Equity and all this goofy stuff that she's got. I like Chaos Wave Awakened. Whatever. So she's got that, and then everybody has Evasion. She's also wearing a Ring of the Lucii just to have an additional single target or single hit spell in her arsenal, so you don't break the chain. And then just Evasion. So she's got Evasion. There you go. Ellie, like I said, does chain Chaos Wave Awaken naturally. So she's just got her own STMR, and then Evasion, Obsidian Bracer for breaking the boss, and then yeah, she's good to go. So let's get into it. This one's gonna be a turn 1 clear, and then we'll move on to the harder one. All right, Faye just kind of amps up with all of his special stuff that he gets, and then he's going to shift and use his Limit Burst. This is going to reduce dark damage and do dark damage. Ellie is going to triple ether Thermo Largo, Chaos Wave Awaken, right? And Maria is going to quad Black Magic from the Aranyes Ring, Firaga, and then the 4th one, she's just going to use Alterna from the Ring of the Lucii, just so that she does not break the chain by starting something random. And we're just going to send all 3 at the same time. There you go. $3 billion damage. We severely overcapped it. So if you don't have all that stuff, you don't have to have all that stuff. But again, breaks, imperils, good stuff. Machine killer buff. Faye does all that damage by himself. Okay. There we go. And now let's go to the harder one. So the harder one does take a couple extra turns to just kind of power up. The boss is a little bulkier, has some other resistances, does some annoying things. We're going to do this one in 2 turns. So Slumbering Resentment 4, same challenges, same team. We're not changing anything. And we are going to change our rotation just a little bit. So on the first turn, the boss is just going to hit you with some AoE physical attacks. That's why we have evasion on everybody. Faye does not have evasion, but he's got enough HP that he does not care. Our first turn with Faye, he's just going to guided shot to break the boss with a bigger break, use awakening to boost his stats, and then hyper mode to boost the damage from his LB. Ellie is going to double ether. She's going to use paradigm shift and eschatology. That's going to unlock quintuple cast, which is going to help us build the chain a little faster, as well as just boost her stats and stuff. And Maria can do whatever. I'm just going to have her guard. Then the physical attacks come in. The back row gets missed because they're evading. Faye doesn't care about the damage because it's just one turn. And you really want to kill this on turn 2 because otherwise you get hit with a really nasty magical attack. If you can't kill it on turn 2, you want to make sure you buff, have somebody provoking, ideally with like the Dancer's Crown from Clash of Wills or other sources of provoke, and have them really beefy in terms of their spirit, put magic mitigation like Shelga up, Wisdom of Hess, that kind of stuff, just to kind of buff their resistance to magic. It is a very strong attack. Make sure you got the boss broken. You can even have them guard, and it will help you survive. But we're going to kill this on turn 2. We're going to quintuple, and we're going to Thermo Largo 4 times, and then Thermo Dragon, just so we don't break the chain. Same thing with Maria that we did last time. She, however, is going to just quad Fyraga, and we're good to go. So now we're just going to send all of them at the same time. So we didn't do quite as much. We did only 2 billion damage, but the boss only has 1.5 billion. And so, we overcapped it, but not by a ton. It's okay. If you need to go to the next turn, just go to the next turn. Again, Faye does all of that damage. I think this is really, it's a little bit annoying that they made both of these fights Xenogears only. However, I want to point a couple of things out. Yes, in order to do that, I have a 3-star NVA unit. I've heard from multiple sources it does not have to be a 3-star Faye. You could do this, I've heard, with an EX2 Faye with less gear. Even an EX1 Faye I've heard is enough to do it if you gear them well enough. So that's fine. So what do you need to do to get an EX anything Faye? One, you can just go to the summon, and Faye is in the pool for the Xenogears summons. So you could get Faye off of that fairly easily if you didn't play the event before. If you didn't play any of the Xenogears events before, you're gonna have to pull some units to be able to play these events. That is unfortunate, but the good news is they are rated up. You can get any units, all you need is one. You just need Faye, Graf, Id, or Citan. And you're going to be able to do this just fine. From there, once you if you get a Faye though from Xenogears, he's a 5-star base unit, so you can get him pretty easily. If you get a Faye, you can go into Second Gate, the Light of Babel summon. Faye's fragments are in the shop, so you can get fragments for Faye to level him up and get him awakened to the various EX levels. You're just going to have to play the event. So he's got fragments in all 4 boxes. He's got fragments in 3 of the boxes, so you can power him up pretty well. There's even red pearls in there. There's red pearls in the event, so you can definitely get Faye up and running just by pulling a single copy, using an Omni Prism on him, and then using those fragments that are in the boxes to awaken him to EX2 or 3. However many you can get, it's fine. If you need to get more copies of Faye, you can, but he is on banner. It's hard to get him. Is it annoying that you might have to summon to just to even play this event? I think a little bit yes, but it can totally be done. You can use even Choo Choo if you gear Choo Choo for evasion and then give Choo Choo the ability to chain with something. You can use Flood, you can use Bolting Strike stuff, you can use Eye of the Dragon and Claw of or Lightning Fast Legend. You can chain with whatever you want. You just have to create a chain for Faye to cap. And there you go. So hopefully that's helpful. I know there's lots of people who have put out very similar guides as that one. Do whatever team you want. Let Faye do the work for you. So hopefully you find that helpful, and we will see you in the next one, which I'm about to go record now. See you later.